Good morning, respected Professor Methil Krish and principals, teachers, parents, and students who have joined from various parts of Kerala and even from abroad. Respected officials of Amrita Vishwavidyapith, good morning to you all. Let us begin the session with a silent prayer. Okay, thank you. I'm very happy to be here at this virtual platform with you people, especially with Professor Medil Krishna and officials of Amrita. Uh, when the complete lockdown was declared in the month of March, the Keralites, had no worries because that was almost the end of the academic year and we were preparing for the vacation. But when it got extended to April and May, we became a bit panic. We were trying to find out solutions for online classes, and that was declared. And that is what was followed by most of the countries in the world. Learning was continuing uninterruptedly through online. So we were also trying out the best solution, best virtual platform. And within the first 2 months, we have gained that confidence to conduct online classes through virtual platforms. We have many virtual platforms like Microsoft Teams, Zoho, Cisco WebEx, GeoMeet, Google Meet, etc. So we are quite comfortable now. Now, when we are comfortable managing our children online through virtual platform, this was a concern. How to manage them, especially for science subjects, physics, chemistry, biology, and for language activities in mathematics. I mean, lab activities with mathematics and language activities, etc. So this is the right time. This is high time for us to appreciate the efforts of Amrita School of Engineering, Amrita Vishwavidyapith, for bringing up with such wonderful solutions. We had been to this Amrita Ola before, but we were not aware of these possibilities. Now everything has been explored. We know that digital technology will be a part of our education even after this lockdown and this COVID pandemic. And we will be embraced and we'll be embracing this technology. And we know that two bus terms will be there in education, like flipped classroom and blended learning and all. So when we go ahead with education 4.0, we have a new version, education 4.0, right? A new version. We are quite familiar with the versions and all because we update every now and then new applications with the new versions and all. This is a new version. And with this new version, global connectivity is the possibility. You can attend the session. You're attending this session. I am talking to you from Malappuram, and many people are attending this session from various parts. And our professor sir is also attending. I think he's from Coimbatore or Kochi. Yeah, anyway, he's from Coimbatore. This is possible. Global connectivity is there. We have smart machines to interact with the people, and open source resources are available. And Amrita is coming with such a free resource that can be used for enhancing the teaching learning process. So I'm very happy. I don't go for an extended introduction, but here we have with us an eminent person who has worked with corporates, who has worked with the education sector and all, Professor Methil Krish, and he is the chairman of Career Competency Development, Amrita Vishwavidyapith. And here he has worked with corporates like Procter & Gamble, Taj Coromandel, Avery India Limited, MRF, TVS Sri Chakra Limited, etc. from 1979 to 2009. 33 decades long career with the corporate sector. Thereafter, immediately after the retirement, he has been with Amrita Vishwavidyapitham for the last more than a decade, right? Since 2009. And he is a postgraduate in economics and he has an executive MBA from Indian School of Business. And he is an international certified trainer from Management Assessment Certification, Singapore. He had been conducting many orientations for principals and teachers, and he's been a life coach and mentor for students. And definitely he is very much interested in art and literature, especially in the performing art, classical dance as well, right, sir? So I had a short chat with him, and he told me about most of the important schools. He has been to many schools in Malappuram district. He gave me the names, and he was able to remember and recall the names of the principals, and all those figures are with him. And he has offered all the assistance after this lockdown, after this pandemic. He will definitely be, and we will definitely be able to access his service to the Malappuram, the teachers, principals, and students also. So on behalf of Malappuram Sahodaya, on behalf of its president, Mr. Abdul Nazar, treasurer, Mr. Jauhar, and all the executive committee members and principals and member schools, I welcome Professor Krishnan sir to this session, and I welcome you all the principals and teachers and students, parents who have joined from various parts. Let us make this a very meaningful platform. Let us enjoy the learning. So let us be eased with our stress, and all will be relieved from this stress if you get such a platform to interact and organize your laboratory works and experiments virtually. So thank you very much, and thank you, Amrita Vishwavidyapith, and I welcome you, Krishnan sir. Thank you very much.
Vande Mataram. Thank you so much, Joji Paul sir, of a briefing on who am I and who and what is Amrita Vishwavidyapitham. Malappuram. In fact, Malappuram as a district of Kerala is a very close district in my heart. It continues to be very, very close, and recently it has become much more closer. And the reasons for Malappuram being very close to my heart are threefold. One is my late father, Mr. Srinivasan, in the year 1947, joined the Malabar Special Police, and he was trained in the camp of Malabar Special Police at Malappuram. So whenever I cross Malappuram to Calicut from Palakkad, I get on from my car and stand in front of the campus, and then remember about my dad's training. As those time it is called, Jamedars. Now it is called, you're not supposed to call Jamedars. And today they are SI. So he joined Malabar Special Police. Before that, he was actually into the army through Viceroy Commission. And I have a special heart in my heart to mention that in the corner of my heart, I have a special place for Malappuram. Secondly, the people from Malappuram, if you look at them in terms of the behavioral aspect, the Malappuram people are too hospitable. They're very courteous. And if you happen to go to one of those your relations' houses in Malappuram, the type of food they serve, the way they serve is, oh my God, unbelievable. And number three is the latest development. It is not still forgotten about the recent air accident. And you know the way the people of Malappuram came forward to rescue those stranded passengers, taking them to hospitals for treatment, getting their lives back. And there was no sign of coronavirus as I see them in the televisions, in the videos, in the news. Where did coronavirus go on that particular evening when the Air India Express met with an accident? It crash landed. I think these are something which is to be admired, to be saluted, to be respected, to be honored. So I indeed, on behalf of Amrita Vishwavidyapitham, salute the people of Malappuram for a timely help in saving the lives of our brothers and sisters. Well done, sir. And you also belong to Malappuram. Well done, sir. I mean, it's really called as a selfless service. It's selfless service. You forget every problems of yours, whether it is coronas, family problems, that issue, this issues. When the need comes, you jump into action. And the Malappuram people have really proved it. They are worth to be called as true citizens of our country. Salute to all of them. And all my teachers who are here from Malappuram Sahodaya, compliments and kudos to all of you. Now, my talk is not about this, but then I really wanted to mention this because good things cannot be forgotten. Right? Whatever good happened, we need to mention it so that others hear it. And when there is a need arising, let's practice it. So, Joji, Paul sir, this is a true fact which I thought I will certainly share with you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your
absolutely.
words, inspiring words.
Yeah. It is certainly, it's not just eye-catching, it's mind-boggling actually, if you ask me. It's certainly, I say heart of my heart of my heart of my heart. There are no words which will come out of me. I keep talking, I keep orating. But when I talk about this, I mean, sometimes the words don't truly come out of myself. Salute you all.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, you also mentioned about the teachers who continue to be doing a wonderful job. And I always say before I start my Ola orientation that you would have seen in one of those war movies, suddenly call for a war. You can see the soldiers running with their arms to the battlefield to fight with the enemies. Many of us have seen this. But as sir was talking to all of us now, the pandemic war broke maybe early 2020 or even late 2019. But it stepped into our awareness maybe mid-March 2020. And we all felt that this is going to be for the next couple of weeks or so. I felt that we are going to be active by April first week. But today, we are on the 23rd of August, and no one knows how long this is going to continue. And teachers, why am I saying this? Why did I pick up soldiers with arms? Yes, salute. Salute the service rendered by soldiers, no doubt about it. But the soldiers fight with arms. But when this lockdown was declared, the teachers, yes, were at home in the month of April. But when the time came for opening of the school, there was no chance absolutely to open the schools. But the teaching learning process have to go through. And how do we do it? And let me tell you that our teachers had no arms in their hands, like a soldier who fights a battle. They were new to the technology. They were new to all those mentioned by our sir just now. You're talking about Google, you're talking about Team, you're talking about WebEx. All this was something new just 3 months back. But today, we all talk about so many platforms, and teachers are using all those platforms, got themselves trained and trained and trained. And we are using this in our live classes today. And all my teachers, I may not know you personally, but few of you would have seen me when I had visited the school in Malappuram 10 years back. They're doing a wonderful job. A wonderful job, which means that you never allowed a break in the teaching and learning process. And that is something to be appreciated by the entire society. Imagine if this platform would not have been there. What would have been the situation of our children? Today the classes are on. Students don't go to the school, teachers don't go to the school, but the sharing of the knowledge is happening. The learning is happening, and all these are happening because of our most respected teachers. Salute you, teachers, for this. No break in education. Salute you. And teaching continues to be the noblest of the noble profession I have ever seen and experienced. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Sir mentioned, as today we are going to talk about something about, or not something, everything about, let me see everything about the OLAPs. And I'm sure each of you are waiting for this particular presentation of mine. And the OLAPs orientation is all about dash, 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 dash. I would go a little slow onto it, but then as Sir mentioned, I don't look the same what you're seeing me in the picture now, right? Maybe I was not as handsome as what I was in this picture, right? Today, I think I'm a little more handsome than what I look in the picture. I think Joji Paul, Sir, would say yes to that. Jokes apart.
Definitely, sir.
Thank you so much. I was just joking. I represent Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. I'm based out of Coimbatore, and I take care of the career competency development for the students who join us. And I'm also a life coach and a mentor. But then we have yet another person whom I always introduce when I go through this OLAP orientation is Dr. Prema Nedungadi, who is the alma mater, whose brainchild is this OLAP. You're going to hear, you're going to listen, you're going to understand. You know, she's the director of Amrita Create. Amrita Create is the Amrita Center for Research in Analytics, Technology, and Education. And she's the founder director. And what OLAPs you are seeing is her brainchild. And she's also the chairperson of the Computer Science Engineering at our Ramadas School of Engineering at Amritapuri campus. Well, it is not out of place for me to mention about our chancellor, a spiritual leader, globally known as Amma, Srimada Amritanandamayi Deviji. And we owe everything to Amma for whatever positions that we have reached in Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. And as Amma always says, education is both for living and life. And Amma has been saying that to fight this coronavirus, we must build courage in ourselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, principals, teachers, let's pick up those courage. Let's keep having those courage inbuilt in ourselves that we will face whatever so. And you have been doing that for the last 3-4 months. Don't lose hopes in life. Keep fighting against odds. And I'm sure that nobody can stop you from winning and winning in your life. So have that courage. And that would be, as Amma says, the best anti-virus vaccine. And this is our campus, and this is Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham campus, and we have similar campuses. This is the headquarters of AVVP. We have one campus in Amritapuri. We have, that is in Kollam districts. We have one in Cochin. All of you heard of Amrita Institute of Medical Science. We have Amrita. Okay, then we have one in Mysore in Karnataka. We have one in Bangalore. We have one in Chennai. We have one in Coimbatore, and we have one coming up in NCR in Delhi. So this is our campus status, and yes, it is not again out of place for mention to that. Yes, Amrita has recently, 3 months back, declared the only private university to be the #1 as per the Times Higher Education World University Ranking. And the latest report, the latest ranking from National Institutional Ranking Framework under MHRD, we have been ranked the 4th best university in India. We moved from the 8th rank in 2019 to the 4th rank in 2020. And of course, the latest, this is too hot information that I'm going to give it to you, is about our ranking on what we call as on innovation and achievements. So on creativity and innovation, MHRD has declared that Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham is ranked the #4th in our country. So kudos to everyone. Thanks to everyone, right, who have helped us, who have supported us, who have cooperated with us. who have been with us and made Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham to achieve all these recognitions, the laurels, in the last 3 months of this major lockdown. So thank you so much. Let's get on to business now. Before this business, if somebody wants to know what Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham is all about, we have every streams of educations, whether it's Amrita School of Engineering, Amrita School of Biotechnology, Amrita School of Ayurveda, Amrita School of Arts and Science, Amrita School of Biotechnology, Amrita School of Medicine, Dentistry, Amrita School of Agriculture Science, you name anything. We have, but for the law course, LAW course. That's just one part of it. But then our discussion is going to be on this. So if you open our Amrita Create on lab, this would be the first picture you'll see. We will go back, we'll go ahead and then come back to those demonstrations, which will be done by my colleague, Mr. Sanish, who is also present here and who will do it maybe in the next 15 to 20 minutes of my theoretical explanation as to what, why, how, where, when of Amrita Online Labs. So before I commence, it's always like I certainly thanked and appreciated the people of Malappuram. Similarly, I wish to mention about the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, who really helped us to develop this online lab for the benefit of teachers and the students. When I talk about Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, they have yet another department under them, which is called CDAC. CDAC Bombay and Amrita. CDAC stands for Center of Development for Advanced Computing. CDAC Bombay and Amrita put together with the support of MEIT, we were able to come out with Amrita O Labs. So thank you so much to the ministry for supporting us and bringing such online labs, which is going to be the most beneficial part of our teaching learning process in the future as well as at the moment. Don't ask me why did you, like, it's not something we started off a day for yesterday and we came out with on labs. We had these ideas as early or as late as 2009 and 2010. We started working on that from 2010, 2011. And when we started working on this from 2010, 2011, we felt that education has to be equally given to all our children, right? How can you equally, it's like a mother equally distributing the food that she made for their children, whether they have 5 children, 10 children, 12 children, those times there used to be even a dozen of children, 60, 70 years back. But the mother, distributes it equally. And I feel, and we always felt that education has to be equally given to all. That's the right to education. So then we felt that there is something that we can do through online for those schools who do not have the facility of a modern laboratories. And that is how we felt that let us go to those schools and tell them there is something to do with online labs where they can do the experiments like any other schools who have those modern facilities of a modern lab with all apparatus. Every school is not the same. There are schools with no labs. There are schools with lab, but no good teachers. There are schools with lab, but 50% of the apparatus. But there are schools with all facilities of a lab, but these online lab was brought in for those schools who do not have those modern labs. And what do we do? And that's why the birth of Amrita Online lab came into existence. So these are few like photos which I wanted to show. The earlier one was for one of those best schools and having a modern laboratory. And these are schools also. I have gone to schools. I've been to schools, many schools across the country. I've traveled across the country. I've traveled to all the 28 states of our country. And I've seen schools with no roofings. I've schools where I found the children of 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th sitting together and learning. I've seen schools where the children sit with the goat, cows, crows and hens. I've seen schools with no facility of toilets. I've seen schools where there are no teachers. Because I worked for a project for Amrita and I traveled deep into those remote places in our country. I wouldn't like to name those states, but this was true about 8-9 years back and could have been improved over a period of time. But the true India still lives in villages. And ladies and gentlemen, and this online labs were focused on to those schools who cannot afford to have a modern laboratory for science and maths experiments. The second reason is, like, if you look at an experiment, how many times a student can repeat an experiment? They cannot repeat an experiment in a lab. Once they go to a chemistry lab, they conduct an experiment and that's off. That's it. If a student wants to relearn about a particular experiment, they cannot do it on a traditional lab. But yes, on an online lab of Amrita, you can keep on repeating the experiments as long as you want to. So here we felt that let's go in for an online lab where the child can go, the student can go, keep on experimenting of the same experiment till they get the level of confidence, saying that, yes, I have understood the experiment. So that was the second reason. The third reason is there are laboratories where you have apparatus of this nature. If it falls, you've finished. It's all made of glasses. If you look at the chemistry labs, there are acids which are hazardous, which is dangerous. And there are certain labs like biology labs, where the children find it a bit difficult to go cut a real frog, cutting off a real frog. It's quite tough. They say. But here again, we felt if for the safety, let's bring in Amrita online lab. And that would be the third reason. And the fourth reason is, if I ask my teachers who are with me now, how many of you can evaluate the understanding of an experiment? Jo ho gaya, so ho gaya. How many of you can evaluate? There are 3 or 4 students together for a physics experiment. They all do the experiment. You grade them the way they do it. But individually, how can you evaluate the understanding of an experiment? And that can be done through online. Yes, you may find some other ways of evaluation, but this scientifically, you can evaluate a child's understanding of a particular experiment. That is the fourth reason. And the fifth reason is, if I ask a biology teacher, please demonstrate the life cycle of a mosquito, can she go and search for the egg of a mosquito and then, keep it for some time till it hatches and becomes a mosquito? No. So here comes the help of online labs. And if I ask a physics teacher, sir, could you explain to me the behavior of a simple pendulum under the atmosphere of Jupiter? It can be done only through online. And if I ask a physics teacher again, sure, can you do an experiment sensing the magnetic field intensity? The intensity of a magnetic field, can you do it on a traditional lab? I'm not saying traditional labs are bad. They are the best. This could be a supplement for those traditional labs. That's all. Don't mistake me when I talk. So, that's why it came. And the next reason is, Let me tell you, teachers, you're all lucky to be teaching schools in the God's own country where the literacy rate is the highest. All of you know the literacy rate of Kerala, the God's own country, is the highest in India. Everyone is educated. Right. Everybody from 6 years, they can read and write. On an average today, somewhere around, I'm not very sure about the average literacy rate of India. It was somewhere around 74 or 75%. I'm sure it would have picked up by now. But Kerala is a state where the literacy rate is the highest, maybe about 94 or 95%. I'm wrong, maybe wrong. Please check. But you know, there are districts where the literacy rate is as low as 50%. And the standard of teachers teaching science and maths and English. And I've seen videos of such teachers being put into the YouTube, which I totally am against it. Teachers are not to be made fun of. I'm sorry for this. I want to tell to everyone, if there is anybody other than a teacher, the teachers, they have their own problems. Like I found recently, the teachers are made fun because of this life. No, I'm sorry. Please don't. Teachers, Mata Pita, Guru Devam. Whatever happens, Mata Pita, Google Devam, whatever happens, Mata Pita, Guru. Let me tell you, with a lot of robotic automation, you know, with artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, all coming into, I assure my teachers who are listening to me today that a teacher can never, ever, ever, never could be replaced. You are the God. But don't make fun of them. And I've seen some YouTubes where the teachers are teaching English. So we found that these teachers need to be trained. And the only way to read them is through online. And we had developed this for the NCERT, for them to show these videos and the teachers get themselves trained and lift their knowledge on their own field of study. And these are the reasons why we came. But today, look at this. Today, look at this. For what we came, and today the purpose is, come back to that a little later. The next slide would be about the recognition that we received. As I mentioned, this is Dr. Prema Nedungadi receiving, yes, from the Honorable Minister of IT, Sri Ravi Shankar Prasad. Many such things. Congratulations to ma'am for being recognized by the Minister of IT. This is yet another recognition. We have been receiving recognitions and accolades from many departments, and we are not in for this. But then I thought, let me show it to you for whatever good work we have done. There are people who appreciate us. Right? This is NASSCOM's, yes. I go a little faster on this. Why? Because you're all waiting for the demonstration from my colleague Sanish. Now, there is a circular in the month of February 2013 when Mr. Vinit Joshi IAS was heading the CBSE, was the chairman of Central Board of Secondary Education. And when we went to him saying that, look, we have developed this online labs, he said, I will not recommend your case. I will not endorse this unless I see myself how good the results are. And let me tell you, teachers, that he had sent quite a few personnel from CBSE to come, to analyze, to inspect, to understand the outcomes of each of those experiments for physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. And let me tell you, only after it has been proved to the CBSE that each and every outcome that you get out of these experiments through online labs, OLabs, it's 100% perfect, 100% accuracy, and that's endorsement letter from CBSE. Now, let me also go to the next slide and let you know that what is this all about? Now, these online labs are very interactive. I mean, when you do these experiments, you can interact with those experiments. You need not be silent. A child or a teacher can interact. The simulations, what you're going to see, are really unbelievable. It is actually a complete lab learning. It is a complete lab in the sense starting from theory till the feedback systems. You're going to watch it now. And as I mentioned, that you can explore the number of experiments for physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, and for English. For mathematics, we have only gone up to 9th and 10th. For all others, we have gone up to 9, 10, 11, and 12. Physics, we need to correct few of the experiments because the curriculum has changed. When you explore, you can comfortably conduct those experiments. And as I mentioned, you can repeat those experiments too. And all these are available in the cloud. And you can do these experiments, teachers, anytime, everywhere, where you have the internet facility. And today, as Sir was saying, the COVID-19 has taught us a lot of lessons. And he did mention that he knew about these OLabs, but that time it wasn't a necessary or an essential tool for you to teach. But today, this has become a necessity. How do you make your students do practicals? It has become a necessity today. We'll tell you how to do it. Please bear with me for 5 more minutes. And let me tell you again and again that all these are done by Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham as service to the field of education. And this is what I mentioned to you, that these are the number of experiments that you can see. And we have covered more than 30,000 schools with over 9,000 schools. Now let me get on to the salient features of this. When I talk about the salient features of this, is totally free. You can access it. It's a web-based access, right? The access, we'll tell you all those, olabs.edu.in. And all the experiments is all aligned, fine-tuned as per the NCERT curriculum. So my dear teachers, right? It's a learning process of how to conduct an experiment through online. So this is the salient features. We have many salient features, but I felt that these two could be the most important that I could share with you all. Now, what are the e-contents in this? Now, when you go to the e-content, like when you sign in, you get this. And when you really sign in, you get this. You saw the first slide of mine. Now, all these have, the first is the theory part of a practical experiment. Then the second is the procedure through which you must carry out your experiment. The third, you have an animation of the entire experiment, which will be shown to you. Then in some cases, there are, yes, videos which we have clipped in. And fourth is your simulation. The simulation shows you how you can drag and drop, how do you conduct that experiment in biology, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and English. And it also gives you a Viva Voce, about 10 questions, which will come back to you by Sanish while he is conducting the experiments. And the last is the feedback, which is really, really important to all of us. So these are the contents, the e-content of OLab is all about. You can see it live through the demonstration. So I'm just running through those topics on which I spoke. And this is on procedures. This is on animation. This is on simulator. This is on Viva Voce, the number of questions. This is on resources. And as I said, this is on, yes, the feedback systems. So teachers, it's time for us to know where it can be used It can be used for you. It can be used for the students. Now you can write us 3 or 4 points as to how it will be useful to you and how it is going to be useful to teachers. I have certain points which I don't want to discuss with you. Write it on the chat box, how this, after the practicals are over, how this Amrita OLabs could be of great importance and use during this lockdown periods. And let me also mention to you that this will work well on a tablet, not on a smartphone. It will work on a smartphone, but we suggest and recommend that it is going to work on a tab better than a smart, or on a television set, or on a laptop or a desktop. You know, all these experiments are there on Amrita Create YouTube. Please browse. More than 100 experiments available, ready-made for you all to see it yourself. So don't waste your time. Please go ahead. There's a link. If you want this link, we can always share with you. We are here to share with you for any support that you may require for this implementation. Now, this is we have got it in Malayalam, we have got it in English, we have got it in Marathi, and also in Kannada. So Malayalam, you can use any of these languages for your learning, and for the students, for the parents, for the teachers. Use one of these languages when you conduct those experiments. The next slide is again on the number of schools and the number of teachers, the registration. So that's going to pile up now in the next 3 months, and I'm going to take it across the country and even to those CBSE schools abroad. Yesterday, I had a session for the UAE chapter of Sahodaya complex. So it's going to go up. We are not going to leave it, whether you like it or not. Right? We came to you about 6-7 years back, but the response wasn't that encouraging. But today, again, we are forcing so that our children and teachers are benefited out of it. We also have offline version of OLabs. If somebody wants it, we can always send a CD to you where there are not internet facility or the internet is not that strong and weak. You can always ask for it, offline version. Yes, it's time for me to wind up now. Teachers, thank you so much. Anytime, every time you have any such clarifications, please get back to me. Not on my mobile or on the mobile number which I'm going to give it to you now. The feedback will be coming on. A link will be sent to you through the chat box. The number which I'm going to tell you, please make a note. Otherwise, I tend to forget by end of the session. It's yes, 93450-76625. We welcome individual contact. There's a WhatsApp number of one of my colleagues, and she would be pleased to clear all your doubts and help you out in implementing online labs for the benefit of our smart students through smart teachers. So contact 93450-76625. So I'm quiet now for some more time till we wind up the session, and let me now request my friend and colleague Sanish to say hi to me. Sanish.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Oh,
yeah.
You are ever ready. So thank you so much, Sanish. Patient enough and listening to me. And over to you, Sanish, for your wonderful demonstration. And I'm sure your demonstration will benefit all our teachers from the Malappuram Sahodaya. So thank you so much. I come back after the demonstration gets over. Till then, I take leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. So good morning, all of you. I'm just sharing my desktop. I hope all of you can see the tab, right?
Yes. I can see it.
All right.
So how do you sign? Okay.
Yeah, okay. I will show how to get into our online labs website. So just Google it, Amrita OLabs. Okay, so I'm just Googling it, Amrita OLabs. So it will show the link olabs.edu.in. So I'm just click on the link. or you can directly enter the address bar olabs.edu.in. So this is our homepage of Amrita Online Labs. So I will just introduce what are the features and all the functionalities of this website. So you can see all the details about this project using the about option, and there is a workshop details available in the top menu, and there is a training calendar and request for training is available in the menu also. And here is the registration tab. So those who want to register as a for a teacher or school or for a student, they can utilize this registration tab. So I will show how to register for getting the user ID and password, because this online labs required user ID and password for accessing the simulator animation and video. So students how to register or teacher how to register for getting this online content. So I'm just getting to the
Sanish, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Any teacher, any school, any student finding it difficult to register, you can again get back to 934507665. We are only too pleased to help you out, because registration is the first step towards getting onto online labs. Sorry, Sanish, for interrupting you. Please go ahead.
Right. Yeah. So in this registration tab, you can scroll down to see how to register. So there is a link here. Click here to know how to register. So just click on it. So there are two Excel files available to download. The one is for student and one is for the teachers. So those teachers can download this file and fill up all the necessary details of the students as well as teachers. And you can send it to support@olabs.co.in. So we will create a unique user ID and password, and using that user ID, students and teachers are able to access this online lab at free of cost. So again, move on to other menu, which is contact us. So if you have any queries, you can write on here, and there is a login and logout option here. So I will introduce that later. And at the right side, you can see the language selection menu. So you can see several languages are available for English, Hindi, Malayalam, Marathi, etc. So just scroll down to see what are the disciplines available. As Chris sir mentioned, there are physics, chemistry, biology, maths, and English labs are available. And you can scroll down to see the details of the all labs as well as the current registered users. And there are some feedback and what are the schools they have registered is all listed in the website. So I'm not wasting the time. I directly go to experiment from physics, and I will introduce all the experiments, some of the experiments from all the disciplines. And just click on the physics. So here is the physical science experiments from class 12, and you can scroll down to see the experiment for class 11. Similarly for class 10 and also for class 9. So I will show one of the common experiments in class 12, which is Ohm's law and resistance. So just click on the experiment. So here you can see the tab set of arrangement for accessing this online lab. So all the experiments have this similar kind of arrangement. So once they have used any one of experiment, it will be similar for other experiments also. So the theory tab, you can see the aim of the experiment. So in this particular experiment, to determine the resistance per centimeter of given wire by plotting the graph of potential difference versus current. So it is clearly mentioned what is the aim of this experiment. And you can scroll down to see the theory behind this experiment, and the derivations, equation, everything is clearly mentioned in the theory tab. And at the bottom of the tab, you can see the learning outcomes. So which is very important, because students have to understand what they have learned after performing this experimentation. So in this experiment, students learn what is Ohm's law, and also students know the relation between voltage, current, and resistance. And also students learn how to find out the resistivity of the material of a given wire. So these are the main learning outcomes of this particular experiment. So I move on to the next tab, which is procedure. Let's click on the procedure. So it is mentioned what are the materials required for this laboratory. So resistance wire, voltmeter, etc., etc. So you can scroll down to see the procedure for real lab. So those who want to compare the procedure, they can use the real lab procedure, or they can not, without even referring the laboratory textbook, they can use these resources for doing the real lab experimentation. And scroll down to see the procedure for simulator. This is what we are using here. So there are step-by-step instructions given, so students can easily follow up each step for perform the simulator. And you can see the observation tab also, and there is a tabular column, and after that the result section. So it is very similarly like our traditional laboratory textbook. So it is all refined, that means we have conducted several research and modified these procedures based on the feedback from the student and faculties also. So let's go on to the animation. Just click on the animation. So as I mentioned, we have to log in for using these resources. So just click on the login button here, and you need to enter the given user ID and password. So once it is logged in, you can watch these videos and animation. So I'm just playing the video from this one experiment. So I request all the teachers to watch how it is explain all the aspect of this experiment. So I'm just playing it. Are you able to hear the voice?
Ohm's law. Our aim is to determine the resistance per centimeter of a given wire by plotting a graph of potential difference versus current, and hence to determine its resistivity. To do the experiment, we require the following: screw gauge, battery, one-way key, rheostat, voltmeter, ammeter, measuring scale, and resistance wire. Procedure: connect the positive terminal of a battery to the positive terminal of ammeter using a connecting wire. Connect the negative terminal of the ammeter to the positive terminal of the voltmeter using a connecting wire. The negative terminal of the voltmeter is connected to the upper terminal of the rheostat using a piece of wire. Connect the lower terminal of the rheostat to one end of the one-way key, that is, the key should be removed, using a connecting wire. The other free end of the one-way key is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Now, take a resistance wire, stretch it and measure its length using a meter scale and cut the wire at the given point. Connect it in parallel to the terminals of the voltmeter, that is, positive to negative. The connection is completed. Now, insert the key and slide the rheostat contact to check the working of the ammeter and voltmeter. Adjust the sliding contact of the rheostat and note down the value of potential difference V from voltmeter and current I from the ammeter. Record the reading of the voltmeter and ammeter. Shift the rheostat contact slowly and record the reading of the voltmeter and ammeter and calculate the value of R in each case. Shift the rheostat contact slowly. Similarly, take at least 5 sets of independent observations. Record the readings and plot a graph with the values. Calculate the resistance per centimeter of the wire. Calculate the least count and zero correction of the screw gauge. Remove the resistance wire from the terminals of the voltmeter. The resistance wire is gently gripped between the stud and the screw of the screw gauge. Note the pitch scale reading and head scale reading. Calculate the diameter of the wire and hence the radius of the wire. Calculate the resistivity, specific resistance, of the material of the wire. Resistance per centimeter of the given wire is 0.066 ohms per centimeter and resistivity of the material of the given wire is 1.01 into 10 raised to minus 6 ohms meter.
So as we can see, while watching this animation, the students will get some idea about how to perform these experiments in the real lab. So I move on to the next tab. So before come to the simulator, I will, okay, 1 second. All right. So I will just continue with the video and finish all of the tabs. After that, I will demonstrate the experiment using the simulator tab. So there is a video also for some of the experiments, so students can see how to perform this experiment in the real lab. So just a 5 minutes video.
Ohm's law. We use electricity in our daily life for various applications. For example, to light bulbs, to heat an electric iron, and operate refrigerators and air conditioners. All these applications require different amounts of current. To find the most efficient way to get the proper current, Ohm's law is used. Ohm's law was derived experimentally by the German physicist George Simon Ohm in 1826. According to Ohm's law, the electric current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across its ends, provided the physical conditions such as temperature, pressure, etc. of the conductor remain the same. Principle: if I is the current flowing through the conductor and V is the potential difference across its ends, then according to Ohm's law, V is equal to Ri, where R is the constant of proportionality. It is known as resistance of the conductor. Or V by I is equal to R. Knowing the length L and radius R of the resistance wire, Rho is equal to pi r squared R divided by L gives the resistivity of the wire. So here we are determining the resistivity of a given wire by plotting a graph of potential difference versus current. Materials required: battery eliminator, ammeter, voltmeter, a resistance wire, rheostat, one-way key, meter scale, screw gauge, connecting wires. Procedure: arrange the required materials according to the circuit diagram. The positive terminal of the battery is connected to the positive terminal of the voltmeter, which is connected in series with the ammeter. Through a key, the connection can be extended to the upper terminal of the rheostat, whose lower terminal is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. The given resistor must be connected in parallel to the voltmeter. Determine the least count of voltmeter and ammeter and also note the zero error. To check the connections, insert the key K, then slide the rheostat contact and see whether the ammeter and voltmeter are working properly. By adjusting the sliding contact of the rheostat, note down the value of the potential difference V across the resistor from the voltmeter and current I from the ammeter. Repeat the experiment by changing the rheostat slider position. In each case, V by I is calculated, which gives the resistance R of the resistor, and it is found as a constant. Cut the resistance wire at the points where it leaves the terminals, stretch it and find its length by the meter scale. Measure the diameter of the wire using the screw gauge. A graph is drawn with I along the x-axis and V along the y-axis. The graph is a straight line. This also verifies Ohm's law. The slope of the graph will give the resistance of the wire. Note the values of OB and AB, then calculate the value of R as AB by OB, which gives the value of unknown resistance. We can now calculate the resistivity of the material of the given wire by using the equation ρ is equal to pi r squared R divided by L. Applications. Ohm's law is used to design various electrical circuits and amplifiers, oscillators, power generators, etc. It is also used to figure out the correct resistors to maintain proper current in a circuit at given voltage.
So also, if you can see, the complete stuff is described in animation and video, so students can get easily understand this full step of the experiment while referring this video and animation rather than reading the full procedure. But procedure is necessary to perform the simulator. So I move on to the next tab, which is Viva Voice. So just click on the Viva Voice. So there are 10 questions are available for each experiment to analyze, test their knowledge about this particular experiment. So I'm just choosing some random answer. So in the first one, some answer I'm just choosing. And at the bottom, you can submit this answer. So I'm going to submit this answer using the submit button. Just click on the submit button. So it will show what is the correct answer and what are the wrong answers. So while reading the theory and procedures, students can able to identify the correct answer. So I'm just correcting some of the answers and I can again submit it. So similarly, using several trial and error methods, students can easily identify the correct answer for each question. So while repeating this questionnaire, they will get the idea about the theory of this experiment. So that is about the Viva Voice, and we move on to the next tab, which is resources. Just click on the resources tab. So those who want to know more about this experiment and those who want to explore more details about the experiment, they can refer the resource tab. So this is where we find out all the related theory procedures for creating this experiment. So all the links, books and bibliography link also available in the resources tab. So lastly, there's a feedback tab. So I repeat, it is very important for us because several times we modified the theory, procedure and also animations based on the feedback from teachers and students. So while you are doing each experiment, I request all the teachers and students to fill up the feedback. So there are several questions available, how it is useful and why, is there any comments and it is any need to be modified. So you can fill up all those details in the feedback tab. And after that, you can enter the CAPTCHA, which is given here, and you can submit it. So we will evaluate each feedback, and based on the feedback, we modify the experiment. So that's about the feedback. Now we will come to our main tab, which is simulator. So just click on the simulator. You can see the simulator arrangement for online labs. So this is the same type of arrangement for physics, chemistry, and biology, but maths and English are slightly different. So in the simulator, you can see left side there is a control panel or committee. You can see the necessary controls which is useful for the particular experiment. And right side window, you can see the lab arrangement. So you can see all the components and circuit, everything is available in the right side window. So let's see how to make these connections. So there is a show circuit checkbox is available. You can click on the checkbox to see the circuit diagram. So it is arranged in such a way that students can easily identify the component. For example, there's a battery and near to the battery, there's a rheostat. Similar way it is arranged. There is a battery here and near to there is a rheostat. And left side control panel, I will just introduce what are the features. So there are several materials that you can choose using the left side control panel. So in real laboratory, there is only 1 or 2 materials available, like silver or copper. But in using this online labs, there are several variety of materials the students can choose, like gold, aluminium, nichrome, stainless steel, etc. So they can easily understand what is the difference while using the different material. And there is a slider. This is called slider. So using this slider, students can change the length of the wire, and there's a diameter of the wire. They can also vary using the diameter slider, and there's a rheostat slider. So it will use to move the contact of the rheostat using the rheostat slider. So let's see how to make the connection. For that, just click one end of the terminal and attach it to the another end of the terminal of digital ammeter. So this is how we are making connection. Just click and drag manner. So similarly, I'm just completing the connections. Negative terminal of the ammeter to the positive terminal of the voltmeter, then voltmeter to the upper terminal of rheostat, then lower terminal of rheostat to the key, and from key to the negative terminal of the battery. So our circuit is complete, and we need to put the resistance wire in parallel with the voltmeter. So there is our resistance wire kept in near to the key. So just click and drag it and place in parallel with the voltmeter. Just click on here. So it will automatically attach it to the voltmeter terminals. So after that, we need to enter the key, insert the key. So just click and drag. So you can see how easily I just made the connection. So in real lab, it will take around half an hour for making the connection. But using this type of online labs, they can easily make the connections and do the experimentation and get the idea about this experiment. So I just insert the key, and you can see the current flowing through the circuit is 9.35 and voltage is 0.64. And there is a workbook also available in most of the experiment. So students can directly enter the reading in the workbook. So you can see the workbook just below the simulator. So I'm just entering the reading. So voltage reading is 0.643 and corresponding current reading is 9.357. So after entering the reading, it will automatically calculate the resistance. So similarly, you can vary the rheostat value using the slider. So I'm just moving the rheostat contact. Just click and drag the slider. So it will move the rheostat contact, and instantly the voltage and current reading also change. So students can enter the different readings, and using the workbook, there is a plus and minus icon available in the bottom. So they can create a new row using the plus icon. So I'm just creating several rows and entering the second reading. So our voltmeter reading is 0.036 and corresponding ammeter reading is 0.524. So each time it will give the constant resistance value, which is prove the Ohm's law. And there are several features related to this workbook. Your students can export the reading as a CSV file, and also they can plot the graph using the graph plotter option. So it will be easy for the students. So they don't need to took any reference book or rough book for taking the reading. They can directly enter the reading and identify the result for the particular reading. So this is how we are doing some of the electric circuit experiments. Okay, so I'll move on to one more experiment from physics, just to show how it will be, how the interfaces look like. So again, click on physics, and this time I'm demonstrating one experiment from class 11, simple pendulum. Just click on here, simple pendulum. Okay, so the theory I have mentioned, I'm not going to details about the theory procedure as we already discussed. So I'll directly go to the simulator tab. So this is our simple pendulum arrangement. You can see the right side window, simple pendulum, and the stopwatch, time watch, and left side control panel. You can see the different controls, which is we need to select the environment, select the shape and materials, etc. So in this simple pendulum experiment, students can oscillate the experiment by click and drag, and just release the mouse. So it will be oscillate like this. So they can take the period of oscillation using the stopwatch. So they have to start the stopwatch from any end of the oscillation. So just start the stopwatch, and they can take the time period for 20 oscillation. After that, they have to stop the stopwatch. So all those details are available in the procedure tab. So I'm just explaining how to do this kind of experiment. So you can see the oscillation is a little bit faster in the Earth atmosphere. So I'm just reset the settings and let's see how it will be look like on the surface of Moon. So students can select the environment as Moon, and there are several environments also available like Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter. So in real life, they cannot think about how it will be behave in the surface of Moon or any other planet. But using these online labs, they can easily see the effect of the gravity in other planet also. So you can see the oscillation is very much slower in the on surface of Moon, and they can find out the acceleration due to gravity using this experiment on Moon and Saturn, Jupiter, etc. So this is the type of experiment from physics. Yeah, all right. So I will move on to next set of experiment from chemistry. So just click on the chemistry discipline. So just show what are the experiments available in. These are the experiments for class 12, and you can scroll down to see the class 11 experiments. Similarly for class 10, and also for class 9 experiments. So I'll just demonstrate one of the experiment from class 12, which is kinetic study on the reaction between iodine ion and hydrogen peroxide. So why I'm choosing this experiment is there are several solutions students have to use for completing this experiment. So I will just show what is the procedure look like in the chemistry and other experiments. So you can see the materials required describe the image of the apparatus. So students are very easily identify the component and apparatus using this image. So I'll move on to the simulator tab. So in this particular experiment, students need to identify the time taken for completing the particular reaction. So in this reaction, we are mixing the potassium iodide with the hydrogen peroxide and not the time taken for completing the reaction. So once the reaction is complete, the color change will appear. So that's what students need to measure. So in this experiment, we can choose the volume of the potassium iodide as 2 milliliter to 20 milliliter. So I'm just choosing a 60 milliliter. So similarly, the volume of the water will automatically change. So how to pour this potassium iodide? Just click and drag, and using this measuring cylinder, you can fill the measuring cylinder and click and drag towards the conical flask and click on top of it. So it will pour the solution into the conical flask. Similarly, they have to fill all these experiments in such a manner that we have arranged from left to right. So second, we have to mix with the sulfuric acid. So I'm just pouring the sulfuric acid solution and mixing it with the potassium iodide. Similarly, mix with water. Just click and drag and click on top of the cylinder. Again, click and drag. Click on the conical flask. Then starts. All right. So we are mixing the starch with the solution. After that, sodium thiosulfate. So you can see several solutions that we are using. So it will make confusion for the student which one how to use after using water or starch. So this type of experiment students have to repeat several times. So once they are repeating, they will easily remember what are solutions need to be added. So after the completion of the mixing, the glass stirrer will automatically stir the liquid and the time will start automatically. So we have to wait a little bit time for making the color change appear. So in this experiment, the color will change to dark blue. So that's the time when the reaction is complete. So students can repeat this experiment while changing the volume of the potassium iodide, and they can note down one reaction time for each experimental setup. So similarly, you can see the workbook available under the simulation tab. So you can enter all the readings for the workbook. So the potassium iodide I have taken as 16 milliliter. And corresponding volume of, and you have to enter the time in minute and second separately. So I'm just entering the time. Minute is 1 minute, and seconds we have to wait. I'm just entering the random reading. So it will show the time, total seconds will appear for the blue color. So they can repeat the experiments and plot the graph using the graph plotter. So they will identify the relation between the potassium iodide and the hydrogen peroxide reaction. So now the color is appeared, we can see the blue color, that blue color. So this is how the chemistry experiments have to be done. So then in the real lab, there are several conical flasks available for repeating this experiment. But in all labs, there is only one conical flask. So each time they have to click on the reset after completion of experiment, and they have to repeat the experiments once again. So while repeating, they will get the idea about what are the solutions need to be added in a manner from potassium iodide to hydrogen peroxide. All right. So move on to the next set of experiments from biology. Just click on the biology. So if you have any clarification, if you need any clarification or doubt, you feel free to interact with us, or you can enter the chat box also. So this is the biology experiment. We need to study the turbidity, pH, and microbial presence in the water. So we are going to measure the pH value of the different water sample. So left side you can see several water samples available: tap water, wastewater, pond water, backwater, etc. So you can see several water samples are available, and we'll see how to do this experiment. So there is a tap water I have taken here in the beaker, and there's a pH paper, and there's a dropper and a universal indicator, and there's a color chart. So it will be helpful for identifying the acidity or basic nature of the water. So we are using the dropper and take some few drops of the water. So I just touch on the top of the water, so collecting the dropper, and just click on the top of the pH paper. So you can see I am pouring the dropper into the pH paper. Immediately you can see the color will appear. So students can easily identify with the color chart which is given here. So they can click and drag the color chart and place over here to identify the pH value for the corresponding water. So now it is not 8. So I'm clicking 6. So you can see our current pH value for the water is 6. So similarly, you can use the universal indicator. So just click and drag the indicator and click on the top of the beaker. So it will pour the indicator into the water. So instantly the color will appear. So they can identify the pH value for the particular water. Similarly, they can repeat this experiment for different water source. And another set of experiment is turbidity of the water sample. So I'm just going to the turbidity of the water sample from the pop-up menu. So you can see the laboratory arrangement for the turbidity of the water sample. This is an observation type experiment. So students need to immerse the disk. This disk is called Seeke's disk. So they can immerse the disk into the water and see the visibility and measure the depth of the visibility. Using the length, they can identify the turbidity of the water. So left side there is a slider available to immerse the disk. So I'm just immersing the disk into the water. So instantly you can see the color visibility is going down. So we have to immerse the Seeke's disk till the complete white and dark portion is disappear. So now our current length for the disappearance of the disk is 98 centimeter. So the next procedure is to just bring up the disk to see the white portion of the disk, right? Like that. So you can see the current length is 86 centimeter. So using these two lengths, students can able to find the turbidity of the water. So all those details are available in the procedure and theory tab. And move on to the next set of experiment from the same lab, which is living organism in the water sample. So just click on the pop-up menu and select the living organism in the water sample. And click on it. So in this experiment, we need to find what are the living organisms present in the pond water and wastewater. So I'm just taking the wastewater as our water sample, and using this dropper, we can collect the sediment from the source and click on the top of the glass plate. So it will pour the sediment into the glass plate, and we need to cover the glass using the slip. Just click on the top of the glass plate, and we have to place the glass into the compound microscope. So similarly, I'm just click and drag it and click on the range of compound microscope. So it will be automatically attached to the compound microscope. Now we have to see the zoomed view of the compound microscope. So how to do that? There is a eyepiece here. So you can click on the eyepiece to view the zoomed view of the compound microscope. So you can see what are the components or living organism available in the water sample. So students can go to the procedure. So I just click on the procedure. So from the procedure, it is described what are the components and living organism. So the theory tab, it is mentioned the living organism shape and how it is look like. So using this chart, they can easily identify what are the living organisms present in the water sample. So this is how we are doing the biology experiments. Similarly, I will show you the experiment for Maths also, Maths and English. So move on to the Maths, just click on the mathematics. So in Maths, you can see the experiments are available for class 10 as well as for class 9. So class 11 and 12 not included because more the observation is needed for class 9 and 10. That's why we have created mathematics experiment for the class 9 and 10. So I'm just taking one of the experiments called volume of the sphere. So just click on it. So in this experiment, we need to identify the relation between volume of the sphere with the cylinder, both having same diameter. So just go to the simulator directly. So this math experiment, all the instructions are given in the simulator tab itself. So you don't need to you don't need to refer procedure more details. So students can directly go to the simulator. So and just click on the start button. So in the math experiment, left side tab you can see the instruction and right side you can see the observation. So you just need to read the instruction and follow up the instruction. So we have to generate a sphere of diameter 2r and cylinder of diameter height and diameter 2r. So there is a checkbox is available. Using the checkbox, we can create the sphere and cylinder. So I'm just click on the checkbox, generate sphere. So now our sphere is generated, and again I'm creating the cylinder using the generate cylinder checkbox. So after each experimentation, the observation will show what we have just completed. So we have the sphere of diameter 2r and cylinder of height 2r that we have drawn. So next we need to click the next button to proceed. So each time they can refer the instruction. So it will be easy for the students to proceed the maths experiment. So after that, there is a jug is available. We need to pour the sand from the jug into the hollow sphere. So for that, just click on the jug. So you can see I'm just pouring the sand from the jug into the hollow sphere. So our sphere is almost filled. So you can see the instruction change automatically. Now we have to pour the sand from the sphere into the left side cylinder. So for that, just click and drag towards the left. So it will pour the sphere sand from the sphere to the cylinder. Similarly, we need to fill both cylinder. So the second time I am filling the sphere with the sand. So if the students have any confusion, they just need to refer the instruction. So instruction will show what you have to do to continue this experimentation. So second time we will fill the sphere and pour into the right side cylinder. So the observation, you can see that 3/4 of the left cylinder is filled with the sand. So after completion of the second time, 3/4 of the right cylinder also filled with the sand, and we need to repeat it one more time. So third time I am filling the hollow sphere with sand. All right. So now we need to fill the both cylinder as just done before. Just click and drag towards the left. And you can see the observation as once it is complete, it will show the left side sphere is completely filled. And doing the same procedure and fill the right side cylinder, just click and drag towards the right. As you can see the observation, left side cylinder is completely filled with sand. So after completing the right side cylinder, it will show the right side cylinder is also completely filled with the sand. So the instruction changed to click next to proceed. So I'm just scroll down and see the next button. Just click on here. So from the observation, we will derive the equation for finding the volume of the sphere. So we have 3 times volume of the sphere equal to 2 times volume of the cylinder. So we just substitute the volume of the cylinder equation, and from that we find the volume of the sphere as 3 by 4 pi r cube. Since you have proved that volume of the sphere is 3 by 4 pi r cube. So this is the type of max experiment. All right. So now we will demonstrate last experiment from the English. So English also have laboratory experiment, but it is not like our traditional laboratory. It will be like a game type experiments. So in English, I am just using learning preposition of locations. Just click on the preposition of locations. So instead of simulator, it is given as lab in the tab. So I'm just click on the lab. So welcome to the English lab. You can see the exercise 1. So it's a ball in living room. Click on the exercise 1. So there are several instructions it will show up. So how to play this game and how to understand the concept. So I'm just skip on this for the demonstration. Just click on start button. So here is our ball. We can click and drag the ball anywhere in the picture. All right. So there is a question here. So we need to put the ball based on the sentence appear on the top of the simulator. So now we have to put the ball on the table. So we can click and drag it and put anywhere in the picture. So I'm just putting here. So when it is correct position, it will show us the congratulations, your answer is correct. So it will change the next sentence. Place the ball between the family portal and the clock. So I'm just putting in the wrong place. Yeah, this is correct. Next time, place the ball in the family portal and the clock. Some other position. So our answer is not correct. So we need to identify how to make this. For that, there is an instruction and a hint is available. So click on the hint. So it will show what is the preposition that used in the sentence, which is between, and how to use the preposition. So it is all described how to use this English prepositions. So we have to make in correct position. So it will show the congratulations, your answer is correct. So this is how we can do the English labs. So I suggest all the faculty members to explore all the experiments from the online labs because it is very free, and first time maybe you will feel difficult for using this experimentation. So once it is familiar, it will save a lot of time for doing the laboratory experimentation. And similarly, I just demonstrate, show the videos. There are Amrita Create is available in YouTube. So you can search Amrita Create and can access all the videos that we have developed for the online labs. So that's all about the presentation. So I will hand over to Krish for the next session.
Thank you, Sunish, for a wonderful demonstration. And I'm sure that most of the teachers or all the teachers who have attended your demonstration would start implementing Amrita OLabs for their practicals. Now, I have a few questions on the chat box. I'm not able to touch all those questions, but then, yes, somebody asked, we need to pay? No, you need not pay. It's all totally from the true and bottom heart of Amrita Vishwavidyapeetham. Nothing to be paid at all. And the feedback form, I'm sure you would have seen it now. The feedback form, please send it. How do I get my e-certificate? Yes, you can get your e-certificate once you send us the feedback form. Ma'am will organize to send you this particular e-certification for you. With maybe it will take at least about 1 week's time, but we'll ensure that you receive it. right? So I mean, there are many questions which we can answer a little later for what of time, right? So now let me hand over this to Sir for his conclusionary address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Krish sir. Thank you, Sanit sir, for your beautiful presentation. Krish sir, when you started the session, that was with a motivation. Right, we teachers from Malappuram and all the teachers who were attending the session were really benefited this, and that was an exemplary way of presentation. You presented that very well, and Sanish sir also presented that very well. And that, to be frank, this is one of the finest services you are rendering to the humanity, especially to the education fraternity during this COVID pandemic. How blissful the teachers with this facility, added facility. So definitely we will be able to use this. When I was going through the chat books, I was able to see that teachers from Muscat were also attending the session. That means that was not limited or restricted to Malappuram Sahodaya alone. It was available for all those who had this link, all those who registered were able to attend. That is the advantage with this learning an opportunity. With this information, we would definitely implement that. So as you said, there would be no learning loss for the children. There would be no learning gap as well. Our teachers will definitely make use of this, and they will continue even if it is extended for another 1 or 2 or a couple of months. Thank you very much to Krish sir and team from Amrita Vishwavidyapith for organizing this OLAB, for opening up this OLAB facility for the teachers all over the globe. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
On behalf of Malappuram Sahodaya, once again, thank you.
It's not out of place for me to mention, sir, that we had overwhelming registration from Malappuram Sahodaya. The figure is, can you guess, sir? I want sir to guess.
I was also waiting for that. Has it crossed?
Can you guess how many would be the registration?
Has it crossed 300?
Yeah, it is not crossed 300. It is only 1,877.
Oh, very great, sir. That means it has gone beyond Malappuram.
Registration from Malappuram Sahodaya is certainly overwhelming, and we have close to 500 teachers who attended this orientation. And it's all what speaks about all this is the Sahodaya office bearers. So I'm sorry, only I could meet you, and you have a president of the Sahodaya, yes, you have a vice president, you have a secretary, you have a treasurer. Sincere thanks to all the office bearers. The strength of this registration is all because of your contribution towards the Malappuram Sahodaya. So kudos to all those office bearers, and especially, sir, on a Sunday. Yes, of course, we all go to church, but still, God is with you, I'm sure about it. And let God give you many more years of good health and prosperity to all across the globe. And
thank you, sir. We wish you the same day. Okay, wishing you the same.
Signing off from Amrita Vishwavidyapitham, Coimbatore. So till we meet again, Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you, sir.